Hello everybody and welcome back to Alma, Missouri in America. Now, I'm not going to lie, I've just spent 5 minutes, only 5 minutes, talking to myself. But yeah, 5 minutes talking to myself. So this is a bit of a weird way to start an episode, isn't it? Basically, all I've done is clarified that, as you will now tell, Train, we are selling some products that I forgot that we had. Amazing. So yes, please sell that. So you will see, if you can see it just about, we have just made, wow, $82,390. So basically, right at the beginning of this series, I completely forgot the fields that we bought had peas in them. And I put them into the silo and kind of thought to myself, I'll save them for a better time. And that's what I did, and then forgot about them. Try and get back to my truck a minute. There we go. So yeah, we've just sold them 33,000 litres of peas, which is what we harvested from the inherited crop. And yeah, that is just easily now funded one of the sprays. Amazing. So I can still herbicide both fields in this episode, which was my main concern, I think, in the last episode. At the end of the last episode, I was kind of wondering, this was the last chance to herbicide it. So to the point where I was thinking we might have to just harvest the field with weeds actually growing in it, and they're pretty large now, I believe. So, while we're here, let's just have a look at the shop. Nothing of interest in the used shop. Let's go to sprayers. Here we go. There's quite a few options as well, because the precision farming mod adds extra options, and also the precision sprayer mod. So I want to use something a bit different. I'm pretty sure I used one of these in the Saskatchewan map. So let's use either a bigger version like that. I mean 65,000. What's the difference between those? Just an increased capacity. Okay. But I'm tempted to go for these. But I'll tell you what, the maximum on these is 28 meters fully upgraded. These ones are 33. 5 meters is quite a lot, isn't it? Especially if we start getting into bigger fields. Right. What do I do? What do I do? I mean, that extra 700 litres might make a difference. I don't know, actually. I really don't know. Do you know, let's just do it. Let's just stick with John Deere, because I quite like the little theme we've got going at the minute. Now, this one here is identical, but they come from different mods. So is there a benefit to this one compared to that? See and spray on this one, 39,000. See and, oh, you can change the colours on this one. 39,000. It makes no difference at all. I think we just buy that one. Without the steering axle. Maybe that would be a bit easier on me. No. Oh, actually, it doesn't cost to upgrade it to 28 either. Right, that's what we're going for. So we'll just buy it now. Amazing. We've still got 39,703 left. Would you believe it? Okay, let's head back to the yard with the truck. We'll jump into a tractor and we'll go and pick that up from the shop. We have got to spend a bit of money on herbicide, of course. That is not the cheapest in the world. But anyway, so yeah, I've spent 10 minutes kind of chatting to myself before realising I didn't press the record button. Now I have. Where's that car going? There we go. God, it's busy out here in the streets today, isn't it? Lots of traffic. So I'll repeat myself anyway. I hope everyone is doing really well. Thank you very much for kind of sticking with me whilst my content creation is kind of slow. I guess is a good way to describe it. And yeah, I'm recording this now during the day, during an actual day. It's daylight out of the window, which I haven't done for a while. The last two Keep It Real episodes have been both at very, very, very early hours of the morning, to the extent where I'm almost falling asleep whilst holding the control. So yeah, it's quite nice to do it during the day. But I wouldn't say I'm any better off from a tired point of view. I am still absolutely knackered. Mainly because I was up until 2 o'clock yesterday filming the last roleplay episode that you've just seen. Not roleplay, Keep It Real, sorry. Now, while I mentioned roleplay accidentally, I'll just mention it again. I mentioned it in Keep It Real, but if you don't watch it, roleplay for a minute. I've left it on a real good cliffhanger. A kind of annoying cliffhanger, I guess, but, you know, just to keep you interested. But I'm going to spend a bit of time kind of producing the next episode, so don't expect one this weekend. It's not going to happen. I'll just be honest with you. I've kind of created some sensitive scenes, I guess, as a way you could describe it. I'm not reversing this one, am I? So yeah, I want to take my time and do the next episode properly. Yeah, it's quite serious from a a story point of view. Something that isn't real. It is actually pretty serious. Some of the themes that I'm going to create over the coming months. So yeah, I want to take my time. I really cannot reverse this trailer. What is wrong with me? It's because I'm talking. I got my YouTube brain on. That's why. Oh dear, come on. So yeah, anyway, that was lovely to kind of jump into this series and think, oh, actually, yeah, I forgot about all of those peats. 33,000 litres of it. I'm not hitting anything now. I'm not hitting anything now. I know I've cut this quite close because I do want to park it out close, but I'm not hitting anything. Just let me park, man. Okay, now I am hitting something, actually. I'll take that back. Do you know, I think I actually do a better job reversing in the actual first person inside cab view. Sounds a bit weird to say, but Pendercat did a much better job than this when he pulled this out to clean it, that's for sure. I'm embarrassing myself here. Alright. There we go. In. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Now, I'm kind of hoping that, because obviously this thing definitely doesn't have narrow tyres, although they do kind of look weirdly narrow on that tractor, but it doesn't have narrow tyres. It's going to absolutely destroy the crop. I don't know whether or not this has the option to put narrow tracks on, but I mean, I'm guessing narrow tracks realistically would cause some damage anyway, just because they're tracks. So I'm kind of hoping that this one here is up for pulling the sprayer, because it's got some real thin tyres on it. And it'll be kind of a real farm job for this thing to do, rather than just kind of moving bags around. So we're going to head to the shop in this. Its top speed isn't great though, is it? It doesn't matter. Okay, let's go. This won't take too long, hopefully. I think I'll jump to the shop now. I'll catch you in a second. Here we are, nearly there, just pulling up now. So again, this is an episode where obviously I'm not running it with any helpers, but I'll tell you what I might do, because it ain't going to take me long to record this episode, but I might pop a little notification now in the community post. So it's no good to you now, because by the time you've seen it, it would have been and gone. But yeah, if your subconscious is listening, I'm about to put a post up in the community group, ready for the next episode, because there's going to be a fair old bit of harvesting to do. And obviously grain carting then into the back of the trailer for the truck, and then bringing the truck and the trailer over to our massive grain mill. That's a lot bigger than the old mill I've just placed on Keep It Real, that is for sure. But yeah, that'll be good. One or even two people, that might work quite well actually. It's a bit of a convoy. Right. Anyway, right, what am I doing? I've already bought the sprayer. I don't want to be buying that again, do I? Let's buy the liquid fertilizer. No, let's buy the herbicide. Is there a cheaper version of herbicide? Of course there isn't. Okay, you do get 2,000 litres though at least. That's pretty good, isn't it? That is pretty good. Right, these don't let you buy more than two at a time. More than one at a time, I should say. So we'll buy 2 of those. While we've got the money, I'm pretty sure this sprayer had just over 4,000 capacity, doesn't it? So it should take both of them, hopefully. A bit of a weird thing going on there. Look, the sprayer arm's actually going into the cab of the old white tractor. Can I see it from in here? Yep, there it is. Not very good. Maybe the capacity was less. 3,360. I'm sure it had a bigger capacity than that, didn't it? I don't know. We'll have to come back with the pickup truck. We haven't used that for a while actually. Good excuse to use it. Right, let's head back to the fields. We haven't got See and Spray, So we are going to waste quite a lot of herbicide here. Hopefully not too much. We'll have to see how far this goes. We might even need to come back and buy some more. I don't know. The great news is though, we've still got 34 grand, which is there to spend. And on this series, I do like to spend. So I'm sure I can find something I can buy for that much money. Maybe. Or maybe we just treat all the tractors to a little bit of maintenance. I don't know. Right, let's head on back to the fields. I think actually I'll go the long way around, go straight into the top field. That is something we need to look at, you know, fields. Just fields in general. I do need to own more than just 2. Absolutely. We want to make this a big old farm. We don't want to be mucking around. This isn't the Keep It Real series. This isn't a struggle. This is one where we want to be doing as much of a map takeover as possible. And yeah, although we came here with a lot of money from Saskatchewan, we own a heck of a lot less land currently. So yeah, we need to build up our enterprise again here. Absolutely. Okay, so as you've just seen, I am sure, the rear wheels on this tractor are not narrow. So it has caused a bit of damage. And I was going to change it over, but then I thought, no, let's just see. Because weirdly, quite often, these sprayers don't have narrow tyres. You'd think a sprayer would have narrow tyres naturally, wouldn't you? The sprayer doesn't either. I don't know if I was supposed to buy narrow tyres. I didn't even think to look. But it didn't have them either. So I've just gone with it. Now, yes, I've probably lost a little bit of crop. Does it make it worthwhile to do herbicide still, even with the amount of crop you've lost? I think it does. I'm sure it is still a benefit to do it. But yeah, I don't mind, to be honest, because I really like the look of a field with rows in it. I think, let's go into this view. I know, I just like that. That's just how you see fields anyway, isn't it? So I don't mind it. I just had to make a point of trying to do it as neatly as possible, so I don't embarrass myself live on camera, which I'm sure I do quite often anyway. Now, this time around, we do of course have our own workshop, so I am going to just go and see if there is an option to have narrow tyres on the sprayer. Yeah. And then we'll do this second field without any damage at all. But it looks good anyway. It doesn't look too bad, does it, from a distance? Not that it's rendered too well, but I've got to remember, I think only one of these... Oh, I didn't turn the interactive zone markers off, so that's fine. Only one of these actual garage spaces picks up in the workshop, but I wonder if I just dump it there like that, if that would work. Yes, it does. So let's customize this, because this is the main one. Oh, why does it not come with narrow tyres as standard? Honestly. Right, let's do that then. So we'll customise that. 500. Fine. Then, can we customise this one? I hope this has single row crop tyres. So, why... I'm sure that was still doing damage. Does it just need to say single row crops? I'm confused here now. Because they were doing damage. Okay, so in theory we don't have to edit that at all. Now, let's reconnect this. We'll see what happens. I'm going to turn those interactive zone markers off though, because they do irritate me. Turn them off. There we go. Start the engine. See what happens. I am pretty certain that this white tractor was damaging crops. So I don't understand. I mean, is the single row crop thing just for looks? It would be silly if it doesn't actually work, wouldn't it? I mean, the whole reason I bought this really was to have the row crop tyre option, or the narrow tyres. Yeah, it's damaging the ground. Wow, that is frustrating. But what can I do? I'll just have to do it. Again, I'll try and do it neatly at least. So at least it looks okay. Now let's get far enough into this field so I don't take out some trees. About there, that will do. Oh, it's still unfolding. Come on. Okay, same again. I might as well just stick it into a time lapse. I don't have anything dying to talk about for the entire time it takes me to do this. So I will catch you in a moment. Okay, so that's frustrating, but it is what it is, isn't it? I've got 98% of it. There's one or two tiny little weeds that I missed, but it ain't worth the crop damage to get all the way back there to do those. So, job well done. I think not too bad. Now, I did speed the time up a little bit in this episode. Times 10, I think, feels like a good sort of time to have anyway if you're recording episodes. So, we are now already at, well, 1600, 4 p.m. in the afternoon here in America, but it's still pretty bright. Yeah, so good, I guess. Slightly frustrating. I was hoping to not have any crop damage, but That's an excuse to buy another tractor, I guess, if you look at it that way. Doesn't need to be anything too fancy, but it is something we can look at potentially. Now, I don't want to go too far back. I'm pretty sure... What do you mean detaching the tools not allowed in this state? What's wrong with the state? Please don't unfold. Oh, that's okay. Come on. What am I doing wrong here? Why is it not allowing me to disconnect it? Oh. I'm trying to disconnect the front loader. Oh, honestly. There we go. I told you I was still tired. Even though this is daylight, I am still tired. Right, we'll park this up over in the shed where it normally lives. And I'll have a little sanity check on how we're doing from an episode recording point of view. It's probably a little bit of a quicker episode. Again, because it's not so challenging, it's not so difficult, this series. I struggle to make the episodes quite as long as Keep It Real. Good. Right. Well, it did a good job. A bit of a letdown with your tyres, though, but it did a pretty good job. I don't mind it. I think it looks better anyway. Hopefully. We'll see what it looks like from down here. Yeah. You know, I think when crops are fully grown and you can see these kind of lines through it, I do think it adds to quite a lot of realism, you know. I think it looks pretty good. And I'll tell you what, I'll give you a little tip. It might not be a tip, it might just be common knowledge. But you've probably seen me do it once in a while in a different series. So I'll jump out into landscaping mode. Obviously, I'll do this with my mouse. But if you're a console player and you want these row crops and you want them to always be there, do a really good job. I mean, I might not have done an amazing job, but actually I didn't do bad. Do a great job first time round. See where your crop destruction is. So pretty much this is the section I missed, look, but it just wasn't worth it for that little bit, was it? But now that you've done this, get into your landscaping tool, paint it. I'm pretty sure we said that grass doesn't actually charge on this map. There's always a type of texture which doesn't cost you any money. So yeah, this is not costing anything. Now spend the time. It take a while, and I'm not going to do all of this on camera. But where you know you've damaged, change it from a field to a normal texture. In this case, grass. If you were to go along and do this right the way along now, every time that you plant your field, it just won't plant any seeds in that space. Now, it doesn't confuse AI workers normally, because you're only doing a thin line. They normally tend to work straight over it. That might be famous last words, but normally I don't have an issue. Yeah, do that right the way around. Next time you plant your field, these will still be the grass texture. You could even put a bit of grass on there or something if you wanted to make it look more realistic. And then, yeah, you'd always forever have this kind of realistic looking row crop all the time. And I like that. I do that in the story mode episode. You'll notice some of the fields on there, they kind of permanently have these row crops. And my theory behind that is, if a farmer had the same equipment, they would set their machines up, wouldn't they, to not plant where they know they need to drive. Now, over time, that would become grassy, it would become rough ground, it would not be ploughed ground. So, that's kind of what this imitates, doesn't it? Yeah, it can take a little time, and you want to leave it on that absolute minimum setting. But if I was to go around and do that across the whole entire, well, all of the fields, every time, I wouldn't be wasting money on kind of unneeded planted seeds, and I know exactly which path to follow, which just makes it easier as well, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm not going to do this on camera because it will be boring to watch. I know that a lot of people do like watching the landscaping, but I think this is a whole nother level. But yeah, good little trick, and it is easier to do with a mouse. I always say that, but there's no reason why you couldn't do this on a console. This is the closest you're ever going to get, I guess, to the kind of mods which us PC players are allowed, which gives you access to actually planted things like this. But yeah, cool. It works. It does work. Trust me. Anyway, let's not do any more of that. Let's cut those out a minute. And there we have it. I'm back now. So I've literally just gone around both of the fields. Both the entire fields. It was worked out quite well because my oldest child wanted to have a shower, and he plays the most awful music you've ever heard in your life, and for copyright reasons. If I'm going to get copyright striked, it's going to be for playing something like Queen or Guns N' Roses. It's not going to be copyrighted for whatever rubbish he listens to. So yeah, I've just paused the recording, and in the background I've done this entire field and the other field. And look at it. Again, once this field has been harvested, which should be in the next episode, you'll be able to see what this is left like. This will stay here forever. And yeah, now I just know whenever I need to spray this field, I've just got an exact path to follow, which I can also do in first person view because I just prefer it. It just feels better, it feels more immersive. So good little trick, good little trick. Maybe a trick everyone knows already. It might be common knowledge, but I do see a lot of people asking how they can do it. So that's just one way, isn't it? And what did it cost? I mean, 34,383. It probably cost $21 maybe to do both fields. And I've literally done every single pass painted with grass. Wonderful. We'll see how good it looks the next time we plant. The next harvest would be the giveaway. If it looks awful, then don't listen to what I'm telling you, basically. Bit like my missus, don't listen to what I say. Anyway, right, you can probably tell I left the times on times 10. I probably shouldn't have done actually, because now it's starting to get a bit dim. Starting to get a bit dark in the evening. But I think we're pretty much there, to be honest with you. We are pretty much there. Now, I do need to get a trailer for this, and it's going to be a dolly trailer, isn't it? It's frustrating as it is, but this is too wide to get into that field. So, yeah, we're going to have to do something. Maybe I'll do that now. I suppose we could check in on the used and see... Oh, nothing really. Nothing really. That's one of the vehicles you can use whenever you come and join me, but actually there's nothing in the shop of benefit. So we'll just get a dolly trailer for the header while I think about it. Now, what's the best way to do this? If I go into here, it will tell me which header we own, which is that one. Combinations, we'll just get the right one. Obviously, we will paint it in the good old John Deere colours. Yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? I think I'm going to make that John Deere yellow. Yeah, that looks alright. Cool, so that's going to cost us $7,000. It is what it is. We need one. We need one. And of course, this series is not a leasing series. Good. Okay. Wonderful. Right, I suppose I can head over in the pickup truck to the shop. We'll get the rest of our IBC. Let's go out the front way today as well. We'll get the rest of our IBC trucked onto the back of the actual bed, and we'll also bring back that trailer. This is pretty powerful. It's not going to have any issues towing that trailer, that's for sure. It's been a while since I've used this. What does it sound like again? Oh, what a beast. What a beast. Good mod this, actually. I don't use this mod enough. But it is a really good mod. And this obviously is the... Apart from I took out a wing mirror then. This is the console version of the actual Chevy version. It's just as good though. It just doesn't have the same logo, that's all. And of course the reason I do that, just as a reminder again, and even if maybe this is the first time you found this series and you're enjoying it, but this is a cross-play only series. And that's because I want as many people as possible to be able to join in and give me a hand when I need it. When I need it. Anyway, right, let's head to the shop. I suppose I better put the lights on. I'm so used to using mods that automatically turn the lights on, because I always forget. But that's not crossplay mod, so I have to remember manually this time. Wonderful. Okay, here we are. Suppose we better load up the IBC before I connect the trailer. That would make it quite difficult. So, undo that. There we go. We'll borrow the old JCB at the shop a minute. Chuck that in the back. I know we're kind of parked on the road, but it's fine. And while I'm here, I might as well double check on the bread. I know I've checked it last episode maybe, or the episode before, but it's such a long time ago for me in terms of actually recording. I can't remember how much was there, but I know that's going to be good money at some point when it's better. Keep an eye on great demands, I guess. Imagine if someone had a demand for bread. That would be pretty damn good. That would get us another field. Right, let's just dump that in there. Is that good? That's good. Wonderful. Mark that back up. Now I've actually said in this same recording, this time round I'm actually coming, I haven't left the lights on, have I? No. I'm coming back to this recording now. The first part of this episode up until getting into the pickup truck was one recording. This is now a last final little session. But I did say I was going to put a community post out to try and get someone to help me, and I'll record the next episode with harvesting. I haven't done that, by the way, so if you didn't see that, don't panic. Yeah, things happen. You know what it's like. Children at home. Life is life. So I just had to pause it anyway. So it doesn't always go to plan, does it? Right, bread. There is a lot there, by the way. These are 1,000, yeah? Cool. So there's 8,000 there, and there's another 4,000 to spawn. So that is pretty good in there. We've got 12,000 litres. And again, I've done this before, and if you've just watched the last episode, you're probably going, how is his memory so bad? My memory is pretty bad. But it has been about a week and a half since I filmed that episode, I think. So, right, January is the best. Wow, see how much money it goes for in January as well. This is just amazing, isn't it? So 12 times 5. That is a lot of money. Where are we now? June. Yeah. It's going to be a little while, but when that comes, that will be, I'm pretty certain, paying for a brand new field. Yeah. Now, in the little bit of this episode I was recording, which I wasn't recording because I didn't press record, I was talking about a field that I seen. I liked the look of. I thought it looked pretty cool. It's quite expensive, but everything's expensive on this map. Well, I'll tell you what I didn't do. I didn't strap it. I just seen that moving around. Better do that. But yeah, I was talking about, I wonder if I could create like a bridge where the actual train line is. So I don't know. I'm tempted. Let's pull over here. We'll jump into construction. I'll get my mouse out again. And we're pretty much there, by the way. We're going to be finishing this episode in a minute. But I'll show you because... yeah, I just think it would be a nice little challenge. You know, I like these little landscaping challenges. This is our field. Freshly row cropped there. Painted up, ready to go. This field here, I just like the look of it. It's quite cool. It's probably quite small, actually. But if we can get these at good prices, of course, I can't use auction mods on crossplay. But I just wondered, as a bit of a challenge, I reckon, I don't know, but I reckon I could somehow... make that a tunnel. I reckon I could do that. It would be a bit of a challenge, but I don't know. I think I'm up to it. In theory, if I landscaped... there goes the train. If I landscaped this level, the train track would still stay there. Then I could kind of manufacture some sort of bridge or something, so it looks like it's going over a bridge. I'll make a roadway. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's something I'd look at. That field there is also... a good field to go for, isn't it? I bet that comes as part of this land though, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe. Wow, that is actually an absolutely massive field. It's huge. Let's have a look a minute. Yeah, I'm already spending the money that I haven't earned. Now, that is its own field. Wow, 438,000 though. It'd be amazing to buy that field. Yeah, this one here. It's 124,000, 121,000. I would quite like to have those, you know. Or even this one. 204,000. Yeah. Lots of options, aren't there? I don't know which one to get. I don't know. Anyway, right, enough of that. Start the engine. Get back to the yard. So yeah, I think we're pretty much there now. We will be filling this grain mill very soon with lots of grain, which will absolutely double the amount of bread produced. Again, you know, we got 12,000 already at 5,000 per pallet. when we get to the right time of the year. We might even double that. Yeah. We could be looking at, you know, hundreds of thousands of pounds there easily by the time we convert all of our grain. Good. Then we can look at those fields. That would be cool. Okay, right, anyway, let's get on back to the yard. So I hope you're enjoying maybe a little bit more consistency this week with episodes, by the way. I don't think I can keep it up. I'm going to be honest. I don't think I'll be able to maintain it, because these late shifts trying to do recording are kind of slowly wearing me down. But I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I've only experienced one summer holidays before on this channel. This is my second summer holiday, and from what I can remember, again, you know what my memory's like, but from what I can remember last time, I did struggle a bit for those 6 weeks when the kids are off. Yeah. It's quite funny, I made a comment the other day about 6 weeks. Why is it 6 weeks? Why do kids have 6 weeks off? Wouldn't it be better if they had like 4 weeks off or something and then get back to learning, yeah? Obviously, I never said that when I was a child, but Count commented to say over in Belgium, they actually have 9 weeks off. And by the time they take out, I guess, like training, teacher training and things like that, sometimes it works out more like 11 weeks off. Oh, I tell you what, I mean, it's great to have the kids home with you, isn't it? But I don't think I could cope with like 9 weeks or 11 weeks. Yeah, I don't. I'm glad I don't live in Belgium, I guess. Right, let's detach this. Hopefully, yeah, it looked like it's... Do you know, I placed that so well, it didn't even do an animation to show that it locked on, but I'm pretty sure it has. Amazing. Right, yeah. So now, it's given us a bit more storage space, which is great, because ideally I don't really want to be leaving that mulcher out. Obviously, it's not rained, is it? So, it's not the end of the world so far. But now, I can manoeuvre that, which is good. I can get that mulcher. Oh, I appeared on the wrong side of the barn then, that was strange. Right, let's make sure this is actually locked in. Yeah, we can move that mulcher, but I do need to sort some sort of drive-through shed. Again, where I placed that class, again, that was quite a long time ago actually, I said that, but where I placed it, that is where I wanted to put like a drive-through shed. Maybe I do that now. Maybe that will top up the length of the episode, you know. I think it could do. So let's try and move this out of the way. I don't know where. Might have to do a full circle with it in a minute. So let's park it up here. I like using this. I'm looking forward to using this again once we've done the harvesting. Obviously we've got to wait for planting season because it is 2 in 1. There's no point going around without the seeder turned on, so then go back and do it again. So we won't do that. But that's good. Also, what that will do is prevent me from damaging too much of that space as well when I free place, because there's a vehicle in the way. So let me just have a quick look here a minute. Have I activated anything that's kind of a drive-through? I mean, even... Wow. No, not that. Not that. That's a bit too much. But I know I have placed a load of Americans. Does that... See, if that was a drive-through, we consider that. Is there anything here that does actually have a drive-through? Maybe not. Maybe I haven't actually put anything. That would be kind of pointless. It's far too small for America, that. That is a drive-through, but it's absolutely massive, but also the entranceway is too small. Right, I'm going to have a look. So I can do that in time for the next episode, I guess. See if I can find a better drive-through shed that kind of suits the whole American style. Yeah, we'll place that. We'll place that there. So even that. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything, have I? No. That is a shame. This one here is just too large. That's the kind of thing I'm thinking of, but half the size just there to drive through, that would be pretty good. I mean, even something like that could work, couldn't it? Ideal. Okie dokie. Well, something to look forward to, I suppose. What's that, actually? No. Right, we'll leave that there. Job for next time. Job for next time. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And as always, cheers and gone.